Hey, what's up guys? It's Reese over at Extreme for Graphics. This is my first tutorial. I'm just going to teach you how to make a basic wallpaper. We got some good things here. We got some brightness and contrast, some good looking text here, bubbles. Yeah, real interesting stuff. So let's get started. So we're just going to start off with a new layer, and we're going to make a black background. We're just gonna get the magnify tool and hit fit the screen so we can just blow this up a bit. Now I'm gonna create a new layer, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make some text here. So I put Extreme for Graphics. Yeah, that's nice. Alright, so if you hit Control A and you hit these two buttons right here, it center aligns it according to whatever is selected. So we just selected the whole canvas, so now it's in the middle now. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna take this text and we're gonna go to layer, and then we're gonna duplicate the layer. Okay, we're gonna right click it, rasterize type, and what this does is it changes it from a text layer to a regular layer. And we're going to, while having this selected, we're going to go to filter, blur, and Gaussian blur, and we're just going to turn the radius up a bit so we get this nice little glow effect here. Okay, and with this we can have a nice glow effect without using the FX outer glow, which works still, but it's better if we do it like this so it looks more professional. So we're naming this a BG for background. Next, let's create a little green behind this, something faint. Alright, that's about right. I'm going to take the select tool and hold it down so we can get the elliptical marquee tool. And if we go to the middle and we hold Alt and then click, we can go and create a circle around here, and let's just get it around of our text. Alright, that's good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to feather this text out so it isn't just a solid line when we have this green behind the text. So we can go to select, modify, and then feather, or shift F6. We're going to get a feather radius of around 35. That's good. Now you don't see it yet, but once we go to edit and then fill with our foreground color that we just set earlier, now you see the feather out. It's not just a solid line, but it kind of fades out at the end. We're gonna Control D to deselect the selection, and we're just gonna bring this opacity down a bit. Something faint around 14%. That's good. Now let's get a little green gradient going on in the background here. Gonna go to the paint bucket tool, hold it down, and go to the gradient. And we want to make sure that when we click this, it's not the very first one where it goes from green to black, where it's our foreground and our background color, but we want to go from foreground to transparent and have our foreground be in the green. And if we just zoom out a bit by holding Alt and then scrolling up and down, we can go to around the middle of the document and bring this up. Click and bring it up. Yeah, that's good. But also we want to make sure that we have this set. Okay, let's try that again. And you may have to try it a few times, bringing it up until it looks good. Maybe zoom out some more. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Now, next, let's try and see if we can get some particles going on here. We can go to our brush, and we need to set a brush right here. Let's see, get a little nice sized brush. And an easier way to make particles instead of just clicking around over and over, we can just go to this right here, the brush palette, and through here you can customize the brush to have it do different things. So we're just going to bring the spacing all the way up to 1000%. Shape dynamics, let's bring the size all the way up to 100% too, so we have different sizes other than the 13%. So now it's going to be 10%, 9%, 19%, 13%. What else? Scattering also. We want to bring the scattering up to 1000% also, so it scatters around. So we have a nice little particle effect going on here. If we try this, look at that. Let's do that a few times around, get some particles. That is nice. Let's do the same thing but in a new layer. Let's just get some green particles. Have it surround the text a bit. And remember, we're still using this brush, so we don't have to open this up again because everything is still the same. You can open and close this easy with the F5 shortcut. Get some around there. Just gonna bring this opacity down a bit. Next, let's work with some brushes now. Now we was doing the default brushes. If you right click the canvas with your brush tool, you can see all the brushes we got here, but let's get some custom brushes. Now what I'm going to use are these brushes. This look good. And look at that. You can get some good brushes at many different sites. You know, you can just Google it. DeviantArt, you can get some really good ones there. And Brush Easy, My Photoshop Brushes, psbrushes.net, they're all very good sites. You can just Google Photoshop brushes and you can always find something. So let's just create a new layer and pick a few brushes, right click again, pick a new brush, space it out a bit. And if you don't like the direction that the brush is in, you can hit F5 and go to the brush tip shape and change the direction around, or the angle as it says, to get something that you like. So I'm just gonna, yeah, that's about right. No, that's not about right. Okay, that's about right. Let's get some more. Can also bring the master diameter down. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. Next, let's just add another gradient, but this time we're going to do a radial gradient that was here. So if we go to the background, create a new layer, go back to the gradient and change it from this to the radial. Change our foreground. Let's make it white, yes. Zoom out again. Let's try to get in the middle. Zoom in, look at that. That's amazing. Got some raising light going up. Next, let's add some effects to this. Now we can change the adjustments. If you create a new layer at the very top and you hit Control-Alt-Shift-E, you create a new layer, and this merges all the layers on top and creates a new layer up here. And if you hit Control-Shift-U, it desaturates it, so it makes it black and white. Filter, blur, radial blur. Quality is always best, and change it to zoom. Get some good amount here. 60 is good. Let's bring this opacity down a bit. Now we're not going to leave it like this. You have the blending modes, which makes it looks different. We got some, you can try overlay, that looks nice. Soft light, that looks better. Compare that, that looks a lot better. Some more adjustments we can do is add curves. You might want to get the actual pixels so you can see how everything looks. Let's also add some brightness and contrast. Bring up the brightness a bit, a little bit of contrast. And that's about it. Let's compare this to the other one. Pretty close. This actually looks better. So that's how you make a simple wallpaper for yourself. You can try, get some new brushes around, try some different fonts. The one I was using was Futura LTBT, and once you get yourself a lot of brushes also, you can create all types of things. You can, let's see, add a moon in the background, all types of stuff. You need to play around with Photoshop a bit, see what things you can do. Well, I'm Reese, over at Extreme for Graphics. That's it. See you next time.